I thought my student was bringing a weapon to school until I realized what he was actually hiding. I teach 7th grade at Roosevelt Middle School, and this kid David sits in the back corner, always nervous around other students. He's been getting picked on pretty badly this semester by a group of 8th graders who think it's funny to knock his books out of his hands between classes. So when he started acting extra jumpy 3 weeks ago, I was genuinely concerned something worse was happening. It started on a Monday morning. David usually arrives right when the bell rings, but that day he showed up 20 minutes early, which was completely out of character. He kept his head down, avoided eye contact with everyone, and clutched his backpack like his life depended on it. Last Tuesday, I noticed him carefully concealing something in his backpack during lunch. Instead of eating in the cafeteria like normal, he sat alone at a table near the back exit. He kept checking the hallway every few seconds, making sure nobody was watching him. When another teacher walked by, he quickly zipped his bag shut and pretended to eat his sandwich. The next day was when things got really concerning. David asked to use the bathroom 3 times in one class period, which was unprecedented. Each time he took his entire backpack with him, claiming he needed his inhaler. But I'd never seen him use an inhaler before, and he was only gone for about 2 minutes each time. Wednesday afternoon, I decided to casually walk past the bathroom when he went. I could hear him in there, but it didn't sound like he was actually using the facilities. There was rustling, like he was rearranging things, and what sounded like small objects being moved around. Thursday morning changed everything. I arrived at school early to prep for a parent conference, and I saw David in the parking lot before school started. He was talking quietly with someone in a beat-up sedan, leaning through the passenger window. When he spotted me watching from across the lot, he quickly grabbed something from the car, zipped up his bag, and hurried inside without his usual polite wave. The person in the car drove away immediately, which struck me as odd. Most parents at least acknowledge teachers when they see us. By Friday, I was convinced something serious was happening. David looked absolutely exhausted, like he hadn't slept all week. His usually neat appearance was disheveled, his hair uncombed, and his clothes looked like he'd slept in them. During first period, he actually dozed off twice, which had never happened before. In third period math class, I was explaining fractions when another student, Tyler, accidentally bumped into David's desk while walking to the pencil sharpener. David's backpack, which had been leaning against his chair, fell over and hit the floor. I heard a bunch of small objects scatter across the linoleum. The sound was distinctive, like dozens of tiny bottles rolling around. David's face went completely white, and he dropped to his knees, frantically gathering everything up before anyone could see what had spilled. But I caught a glimpse from my position at the front of the class. Tiny bottles, lots of them, all different colors and sizes. My heart started racing, and my mind immediately went to the worst possible scenarios. In today's world, you can't be too careful. Was this some kind of chemical attack plan? I'd seen too many news stories about school threats, kids bringing dangerous substances to hurt other students or teachers. The way he'd been acting, secretive, nervous, meeting with someone in the parking lot, it all fit a terrifying pattern I'd been trained to recognize during our safety workshops. I managed to keep my voice steady as I continued the lesson, but inside I was panicking. I discreetly pulled out my phone and texted the office, requesting that Mrs. Rodriguez, our school counselor, come to my room immediately. I used our code phrase for a potential safety concern. When she arrived 5 minutes later, I quietly explained the situation while the class worked on practice problems. Her expression grew serious as I described David's behavior over the past week and what I'd seen spill from his bag. We decided to handle this carefully. Mrs. Rodriguez approached David's desk and whispered that we needed to speak with him privately in the hallway. He looked absolutely terrified, like his entire world was crashing down around him. Out in the corridor, with his backpack in hand, Mrs. Rodriguez spoke gently. "David, we need to talk about what you've been bringing to school. We're not angry, but we're concerned about you." He started crying immediately, tears streaming down his face. Through his sobs, he slowly opened his backpack and pulled out dozens of tiny sample bottles. Hotel shampoos, body wash, lotion, conditioner, even those little sewing kits. His family had been evicted from their apartment 3 weeks ago, and he'd been collecting toiletries from different motels so his little sister could shower at school without anyone knowing they were homeless. We got his family connected with social services that afternoon.